What is this life? What is being in front of the camera? When was my last vlog? I can't even remember. It feels like a lifetime ago. 6 months, okay. The last couple of times that I posted vlog, I was in a really bad place. I was in the depths of my relationship, my 7-year relationship ending. It was also right after having Raylan, and so there was a lot of lingering postpartum depression. I would say that I was in the depths of it. Last year was just so hard for everyone, and I think that everybody just had an unexpected turn of events. Everybody has had to deal with things that they never anticipated or expected. So I know I'm not the exception. I know that I am just with you all, and I really hope that whatever came your way last year, that it's something that you've been able to cope with and move beyond, unless they were good things, of course. I'm not saying nothing good can happen. I was gifted a little baby, so there will always be a place in my heart for 2020. But with it came a lot of heartbreak and a lot of things that were really hard. I don't want to play into victim mentality. I don't want to wallow in self-pity. I feel like I need to just get these things out there, send them out into the universe so I can let them go and move on to being present in this space while not feeling fake. Because I hate getting on camera when I'm feeling like I want to just crawl into a hole and hide the rest of my life. And that's kind of what it's been the last couple of times. And I don't know if that comes across. I think in our society where we have more or less been raised with social media, I think that we're all really good at harboring our emotions or at least putting on a very put together front. And that's what we present to everyone, even when like shit's going down and things are falling apart. So I don't know, I'm hoping to get back on here and be a little more authentic and real. And I guess that starts now. So let's see, my pregnancy just took so much out of me. Like I never really experienced depression before, not to this extent, and it really just put me in a completely different headspace, and I felt like a different person. I lost my passion for everything. Like half of my plants died because I just didn't feel up to taking care of them. I was hardly outside. I was just like laying around, and I was sick, and I was depressed from being so sick. And it didn't really let up even when the sickness let up later in my pregnancy. The depression kind of lingered, and I always thought that it would go away once I had Raylan. And so then when I had him, it just kind of, I don't know, like it almost made it worse that it wasn't this sudden relief, that it wasn't something that just left. And then with it came this crazy postpartum anxiety. I've never been an anxious person. At least in my opinion, I've never been an anxious person. And having Raylan, like something was triggered and things were off, and I worried about the weirdest things, and along with that was the depression, which I know a lot of people experience those both hand in hand. But yeah, just going through that and not really knowing how to cope. And then there was, I'm sure that quarantine played into it. Just the weird turn of events that happened in 2020 just made everything so unfamiliar and made everything so, I don't know, just uncertain. I truly am coming out of the depression, and I'm feeling much better. It was never something that was life-threatening. I was never suicidal, just very low and losing a lot of my ambitions and passions. So I'm feeling so much more like myself the last month or so, and at least anything that's hard or depressing that comes up in life, it's something that I can manage and cope with, at least to an extent. I don't want it to sound like I'm all put together either, because there's definitely so much that I am working through right now, and I don't feel like I have a grasp on my life and the things that are happening in my life. which leads me to the next thing, which is my divorce. My ex and I know a lot of you already know his name because he's on the channel, and I thought about deleting all my videos with him in it and just like having this clean slate, but I think that I don't want to discount the good that was in our relationship, and a lot of the videos on this channel help me remember what was good and when things were good, and I kind of want to have those to hold on to. I don't want to, I don't think it does any good to discount that there were good times. And since this divorce, there's definitely so many times where I question what was real the last 7 years. I question if there was really love in the relationship. And I think that the videos help me remember that it was real, that there were good times. And that's okay. Even when something flips and it turns completely shitty, like, it's still okay to remember the good. And that's where I'm trying to be at with my marriage and the last 7 years of my life. I have 2 beautiful kids out of this relationship. I'm so grateful for them. Learning to be a single parent has been a huge learning curve. I'm co-parenting. Any of my single mamas know, like single moms, single dads, you understand that it's hard. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with, which is not to say that my ex is not a good father. He's a very good father. That's not the concern. It's just that parenting is hard even when you're married, and so when you're separated and you have different lives, it just really complicates things. So that's been something. There are times when I just want to shout all of my angers and frustrations to the world. I don't think that will do me any good because we have kids and because we share them. I really want to focus on maintaining a mutual, I wouldn't say friendship anymore, but a level of amicability. That's what we're striving for. And with that said, like, there's not a lot that I want to vent on this platform. I think when hard things happen to us, I think that we can either take them and learn from them and grow from them, or we can wallow in a victim mentality and say, why did this happen to me? Life is so unfair. I don't deserve this. Whatever those feelings you're feeling, it doesn't serve you to wallow in that. I think I've experienced the most growth in accepting that while I can't always control what happens to me or happens in my life, I can control what I do with it. I am in control of me, and I have control to take this situation and to grow from it. And I'm really focusing on reinventing myself in a way that I love myself, in a way that I'm proud of. And I don't know, it's liberating and it's freeing to kind of focus back in where I don't have this sounding board anymore. I don't have this second opinion. I mean, in a lot of ways, like, that's hard. And it's hard not to have this second voice that you respect and trust. I think for my personal growth, it's been huge to start trusting myself more and believing in my intuition. One of the things that's been very therapeutic has been really reworking and redefining my spaces. I am very blessed in my situation that I am able to stay in the home that we've had for the last 4 or 5 years. And while that is a huge blessing, like, sometimes it really is hard living in the same space that you had this family in, had this relationship. And so it's been very big for me and very essential to kind of just rework every space so that I can create new memories in each space. The living room has been the most recent project, and reworking the living room has been so fun. And it's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys today. So let's talk about the green wall. I love the green wall.